All right, man. Let's listen to Jeff Teague and Club 520 podcast. Talk about DeMar DeRozan, Jeff, or trading for DeMar DeRozan, or trading for Zach Lavine.
If they get another scorer, if they get a MPJ, even though that ain't my favorite option for them, but if they get somebody like that,
MPJ, they smoking the Knicks.
I'm rolling. They get MPJ, it's up.
I want a more bona fide. I'm not saying MPJ's a bona fide scorer. He averaged 25.
So like a Zach Lavine? Who?
Nah, I don't know. He fit they defense.
Bring Zach to the dirty.
Yeah, second unit, bro. You can shoot the ball like you do in Sacramento.
Bring Zach to the A-man.
That's 25.
But he ain't never
He got you second.
I need a little bit of winning basketball though.
Oh, we can make it work.
Nah, it's gonna be winning now.
He the one before in his life at some point.
There's enough niggas on that Detroit team to play defense, Jeff. God damn.
I think they need like DeMar DeRozan. Even though he don't shoot the three like
Yeah, that's the only thing I don't like about DeRozan is the three ball. But everything else is perfect.
Yeah, you know
he's a certified. He is
reliable, clutch.
We need a shooter.
Yeah, free my dog Debo.
They got shooters
they
like
got
that.
Duncan Robinson though.
Mm-hmm.
True.
They got a sniper.
Zach Lavine, athleticism on that wing with Cade.
I like it.
And he can shoot.
I just know DeMar a little more gritty. Like,
and he been there.
Yeah, he grimy though.
Yeah, he
like,
fit the
in
mold.
the playoffs, like he grimy.
Detroit is Compton.
Yeah, you feel me?
Yeah,
like
that is.
He bring that energy too.
Yeah,
that
he
is
bring that. Like he ain't ducking. Everybody love him as a teammate.
Yeah,
I know the shooting might not be there, but it's just like the winning is there.
All right. I think most of y'all would have the same concerns. Every concern that they pretty much talked about, they would have with Lavine or DeMar DeRozan. I think that's concerns. You know, when you talk about Zach Lavine, never really being part of a winner. When you talk about DeMar DeRozan not shooting the ball well, and I believe I brought up DeMar DeRozan's statistics before. He's shooting the ball better, but he's going to defend. Like I said, he's won. He's made it deep in the playoff runs. Most people, if you heard what Dylan Brooks just said, he says, he was the reason they couldn't, win a championship with Toronto when they got rid of him. They finally won a championship. I'm not going to dig in that. I like the character of DeMar DeRozan. I've been watching him since he was on Nickelodeon. If y'all remember, they did that documentary on Masterpiece AAU team. He was on that documentary. That's when I first heard about him. So, I followed him. Very consistent. He played 82 games 2 times in his career. He got 80, 78, 74. So he has durability, 79 just 3 seasons ago, or 2.5 seasons, 77. He's going to be there. He's going to defend. Really good guy. That's what I can say most about him, man. Master P speaks very glowingly of the character of this young man. Pretty much, he knew him his whole life. You know what I'm saying? So you get a good free throw shooter, 87%. But this is what you guys are worried about. This is what we're worried about right here. And you look at these numbers, 33, sub 33 from 3. That's the issue right there. The Pistons are really struggling for defense. And when you kind of talk about some of the guys that was mentioned here, like MPJ, see, one of the issues that you would have with like a guy like MPJ is to the fact that the defense, and then, can he score? Can he really be that really good scorer within how can I say it? Within the offense? Like in Denver, when he was the third option, he wasn't like he really couldn't find the rhythm. So that's why he was so streaky. In Brooklyn, he got a green light and he really trying to get a contract, which I ain't mad at him. He got a green light in Brooklyn where, he can get into a rhythm. I think kind of playing next to Jokic and Murray, he couldn't really find a rhythm. Now, if I was coaching that team, Mike Malone, when he was there, I think he got a new coach, and I forget who coach is over there. If I was that coach, I would probably call a lot of plays early for Michael Porter Jr. I would have just got him into a rhythm earlier, and I think that's kind of why Jeremy Grant left too. But I would just call his number early so he can find a rhythm. I think Jokic is gonna get his points off putbacks, rebounds. He loved to distribute anyway, so he can get in a rhythm passing, and Jamal Murray can heat up like a bag of popcorn in the microwave whenever. But I think coming into Detroit, I think nobody would have a problem deferring to Michael Porter Jr. I think playing within this offense, they would make him a priority to score. But the issue is this: he don't defend. Tobias Harris is the cornerstone of the resurgence of the Detroit Pistons, in my opinion. The Pistons will lose these close games, and people be like, damn, they haven't lost this close game. Why they keep losing these close games? Remember, we would have those, like, man, you know, they 14 wins, but they could have easily had 35, 40 wins. You know what I'm saying? They couldn't defend the 4 spot. That was the big issue with the Detroit Pistons. They couldn't defend the 4 spot. Tobias Harris instantly defended the 4 spot. Now, you'd be like, well, why would you want to get rid of Tobias Harris? Well, he has an expiring contract. But the problem also is he shoots about 33% from 3. So a lot of these different options, are you willing to trade shooting for defense? Now, one of the things about it, Duncan Robinson is always already trading shooting for defense in your lineup. But also Duncan Robinson is playing defense like he's never done before. The question is this: with Zach Lavine, given his superior athletic ability, can he play? Can you get him to play defense and win in basketball? DeMar DeRozan, you ain't going to be able to get him to shoot the ball better than what he shoot right now. All right, even when you kind of talk about Giannis, which I talked about that already, but even when you talk about Giannis, there's some construction that needs to go around as far as getting shooters. So let's just say you wanted to make a move for a Giannis, okay? One of the things you probably would have to do is get a guy like Klay Thompson. Why would you say get a guy like Klay? And it doesn't have to be Klay Thompson. But you'd be like, why would you get a guy like Klay Thompson, CJ? One of the major reasons is he don't need the ball to be effective. He don't need to pound the ball into the pavement. He can catch and shoot. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, he's going to still give an effort defensively. He's championship caliber. So you need that non-ball dominant shooter, that Malik Beasley. You know, you need those guys. Okay? But, you know, carrying on, you know, all these have upside. So if you get DeMar DeRozan, it got to be another move in there. And it could be a move on the roster. Guess what? It doesn't have to be another move. If I get DeMar DeRozan, that means I'm going to need more out of Jaden Ivey if you keep him. I'm going to need Jaden Ivey to start ramping up his minutes. Now, you might ask, okay, why aren't they ramping up Jaden Ivey's minutes? I don't know. Maybe he's still, and I hear people kind of making an observation, he's still not right. So when you kind of go through these scenarios, let me wrap it up. When you talk about Porter, Lavine, DeRozan, they all come with upsides and downsides. The most feasible thing that can happen is Zach Lavine, because there's really no adjustment needed with Zach Lavine. I think Zach can come score and be that, but I also go back to Kevin Durant saying at the when they was on the Olympic team, hey, well, he gonna play some defense here. I think with his athletic ability, I think with JB Bickerstaff and what you see they done with Duncan Robinson, I think they can get him to defend. Now, the problem about winning basketball, that's a problem because Michael Porter Jr. has won a championship. DeMar DeRozan has, won playoff games. So can you really trust Zach Lavine to be him? What if Zach Lavine go out there and he had James Harden in the playoffs? You know what I'm saying? And you gave up, you're like, damn, you know what I'm saying? But if you're really talking about out of the guys, the easiest adjustment is to probably get Lavine, let him be himself, but demand defense. That's the easiest way. Now, if you go with MPJ, boy, you better find somebody that you feel comfortable guarding that 4 spot just in case MPJ ain't guarding that 4 spot. The 4 spot in JB Bickerstaff was the best thing they ever did. Getting Tobias on the 4. So, could they do other things as far as get other small pieces there? I mean, yeah, they can get that kid from the Lakers that allegedly demanded the trade. Dalton Knecht, I would look at getting him. Can I get a Max Christie? You know what I'm saying? There are other minor moves that they actually can make that makes a lot of sense. But, let me know what y'all think. Check out Detroit Pistons Talk playlist. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Peace.